Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of me making wish list, I am back with the last one standing wish list. That's right, I've made a super fan wish list, a XL wish list, a solo wish list, a castaways wish list, and now I'm going to be making last one standing season 3 wish list. With the success of last one standing, there's most likely going to be another season. And so why not, throw some names out there and hope that I'm right? Because I would love for producers to look at my wish list videos and choose some of these survivalists. But you never know what's going to happen. Also, link below are some surveys. There's the last one standing survey and the Largados y Pelados survey. And with my last one standing survey, I'm including individuals who have attempted 2 challenges and have not competed in season 1 or 2 of Last One Standing, or if there is a survivalist that shared the survey to social media, I added them. So fill those out if you want. If you don't, that's also fine. So with the survivalists on this list, I'm including individuals who have not competed on the previous 2 seasons and have at least completed 35 days, which means that if they complete a 21-day challenge and a 14-day challenge, then they qualify for my wish list. And unfortunately, you're not going to be seeing Laura, Melissa, Riley, or Suzanne because I've heard whispers that they don't want to come back for another challenge because either they didn't like their previous edits or they're just retiring. And so there is someone on this list who I think might have retired or hasn't really spoken about Naked and Afraid, but I haven't heard anything about them retiring, so I'm going to include them anyway. Now, the first person I have on this list is someone who needs no introduction, but I'm going to say his name anyway. E.J. Snider, the godfather of Naked and Afraid. He's done several challenges. He's completed them all. He's survived freezing cold nights in Bulgaria. He's survived ripping a very sensitive part of his body during his 60-day challenge in Louisiana. He's one of the few that's completed a 60-day challenge. He is amazing. He's very talented. He's one of the most tenacious survivalists ever. And the only reason he hasn't competed in the first 2 seasons is because of things happening in his personal life. He had his daughter's wedding to go to during season 1, and he wanted to take care of his mother during season 2, but he is ready to compete. And although his last XL challenge, he said he was retiring, it turns out he had a thyroid condition and that's taken care of. So he is ready to battle it out for the win. And I think he would do amazing. And I hope to see him on season 3. Next up, we have the extremely talented Gabrielle, who started off as a fan and managed to become an elite survivalist over the course of several challenges. If we're going off criteria that an individual who has completed 2 XL challenges is a legend, she is technically a legend. And we could also call her an elite survivalist as well, if need be, because a lot of people like to throw out the term legend, but she is an elite survivalist who has proven her skills over and over again. And it would be great to see her compete and potentially win $100,000. And she has a great attitude as well. She recently did a mentoring challenge in Colombia with Kai. She and Kai are good friends, and I'm sure Kai would also recommend that Gabrielle be chosen for the season. But I don't want to speak for Kai, but I think Gabrielle has what it takes to win. Next up is Max, another legend who has completed a 60-day challenge. He started off as a fan and has risen through the ranks and is one of the top-tier survivalists of Naked and Afraid. He completed a solo challenge. He completed a 40-day challenge, a 60-day challenge. He was in a mentoring challenge, managed to get several successful hunts, managed to survive around 163 days, if I'm calculating that correct. So if he were to be on a 45-day challenge, as long as he gets to day 37, he will be in the 200-day club. I don't know if he is done with challenges, but since I haven't heard anything about an official retirement from challenges, I'm hoping that he can come back. Next up, we have Kayla, who I believe is the first woman to get a major hunt during a challenge. During her 40-day challenge on XL Season 4, she managed to get a warthog, which in and of itself is amazing. And she also completed a 21-day solo challenge. During her first challenge, we were shown that she had kind of a difficult partner to work with, but she managed to work it out. And although she cannot eat any snake at all, I'm sure she'll be able to do well during your challenge. Although during XL8, she was taking on a 60-day challenge, but unfortunately had to tap. Her solo challenge happened a little bit after, and she successfully completed that. And she did say that she was kind of in a bad mental space during XL8. So if she were to do a competition, I hope that she is in a good mental state, because I think that she can make it really far in the competition, and she is a very talented survivalist. So we shall see. Next up, we have Jaimie from Scotland, who was the first UK survivalist to take on a challenge, followed by Sam and Steve. He was tasked with surviving 40 days in the Amazon during XL8, but due to the amount of bug bites he endured, he unfortunately had to leave the challenge. But he managed to come back for solo and was almost tapped out before the challenge even started. He got hypothermia at one point. He was almost invaded by ants, but he endured and he made it through solo, and he is a tough individual, and it would be great to see him battle it out for $100,000 and put his skills to the test. He's learned a lot. He's grown so much since his previous challenges, and he's ready. And he was also an alternate for this season of Last One Standing, so he probably is in the producer's mind for someone they want to see take on the challenge. And he would probably have a similar story to Patrick, because he only has 44 days on challenges, but I think he has what it takes to make it far in the competition. Next up, we have Angela, who is not afraid to tell you how she feels about you and your actions. Although during her first challenge she had to leave under tragic circumstances, she did come back for a redemption and managed to make it 21 days. Then she came back for a 40-day challenge and was successfully able to make it through there. So it'd be cool to see her come back and show off her skills, and she won't take any crap from anybody, so she will probably let anyone know who's getting too big for their britches that they need to take it down a notch and to not be arrogant, and she will keep you on your toes. And if you're messing up, she will let you know, so we shall see what happens. Next up, we have Luke, who I think deserves a little bit more recognition for his talent and skills in survival. He was one of the first individuals to take on an XL challenge and completed the XL challenge. He is a successful hunter. He was also on the first episode of the Alone series, where, he was able to make it 21 days without a partner. And he managed to get not one, but 2 successful hunts during the episode. So he definitely has the skills to succeed. He's done it on his own. He's done it in a group. He teaches survival for a living. So he definitely has the skills to complete these challenges. And it'll be great to see him compete. Next up is Cara, the queen of castaways. She is not afraid to say what she means and be witty about it. I mean, when Bulent was saying, "Oh, you're princess," she's like, "I am the queen." And everyone was going, "Yes, Cara, yes." She completed her 21-day challenge in Africa. She completed the 21-day challenge in Castaways, where she had limited resources. She is also not afraid to tell you like it is, and she will keep the peace as long as she can, but then she'll be like, "You know what? Deal with your issues." And so it'd be great to see her compete, see her be witty, see more of what she can do. And I'm sure a lot of people would love her sass. It'll be a breath of fresh air to everybody. Next is one of my personal favorites, Terra, who has completed 3 challenges and has spent 39 total days alone during their Naked and Afraid career, tied with James Lewis, who is also a potential candidate for Last One Standing, but unfortunately did not include him on my list. Going back to Terra, Terra is an all-star survivalist who has completed 3 challenges. If they complete another, they will be an elite survivalist, and if they complete another or complete a 60-day XL, another XL, or have a certain number of days, they will be a legend. I think Terra definitely has what it takes to become a legend. As of right now, they are an all-star, has 39 days alone, suffered immensely through their challenges. Terra was stung by a bunch of wasps and had 2 kidney stones to pass on solo, and they had to walk 40 miles in 40 days on their XL, and during that time accidentally chopped their arm and needed several stitches in the wild, but they were able to endure and make it through. And they would be great to watch on TV because I think they make great TV, and they are not afraid to fight or tell you like it is or defend themselves if people are being rude. So we shall see what happens. Next up is Shanika, who as of right now is the only survivalist to have completed a challenge in Chiapas, Mexico, which took out 5 other survivalists, including 2 all-star survivalists. Actually, one of them is on my list, and you will see them in a bit. Back to Shanika, she managed to complete the 21-day challenge, 10 of those being on her own. She has a great attitude, very positive outlook, so it'd be great to have that energy on Last One Standing. Although I think she would compete to win, she wouldn't just kind of bow out for anyone else. And she did attempt a 21-day solo challenge, but unfortunately on day 16 she tapped because she accidentally cut her hand, and it was difficult for her to start a fire and maintain the fire. And so because of the safety issues associated with not having a fire in Africa, since, there are a lot of dangerous animals there and survivalists need to have a boma and a fire to be able to continue the challenge, she unfortunately had to leave. But it would be great to see her come back and compete. I think that she has the skills to make it through the challenges, so we shall see what happens. Up next, we have Ryan, who is the survivalist on my list who has obtained legendary status. He's completed a 60-day XL challenge. He's also the first individual to catch a caiman on a challenge. He completed a 21-day solo challenge, and he was doing really, really well on his XL challenge, but unfortunately had to tap due to bad fruit. He was even on his own and was doing just fine, but unfortunate circumstances took him out, and I haven't heard any official or unofficial word on whether or not he's retired from attempting any challenges, but it'd be great to see him put his skills to the test on Last One Standing and potentially win the competition. I would definitely root for him if he was on. Next up is the upbeat, tenacious, and talented Sarah, who has shown off her skills during her challenges. She was also involved in the Homesteader versus Hunters arguments that took place during XL, in which the Homesteaders felt that they weren't being appreciated for all their hard work maintaining camp, and the Hunters were just off doing their own thing and not being as appreciative. Sarah found wild edibles for the group, and the Hunters didn't really say as much thanks as they should have, but everything worked out in the end, and she was chosen to be on the first season of XL to feature a 60-day challenge, but unfortunately had to tap. And Sarah has had some medical concerns in the past, but she's doing okay now, and she's a tough and tenacious individual. And it would be great to see her compete, and she would be able to endure a lot and hopefully put her skills to the test and complete many of the challenges for the chance of becoming the last one standing. Next up, we have Matt, who is one of 3 individuals on my list who has completed a 14-day fan challenge and a 21-day challenge. Matt has an upbeat attitude. He has proven himself in his 2 challenges. He teaches bushcrafting skills, so he definitely has the capability to complete these challenges, and it'd be cool to see him compete with individuals that have more days than him and potentially beat them and have an underdog storyline. He also has an upbeat attitude, he's very witty, and he's also a fan of the show, so this would be a cool opportunity for him to show off more of his skills. Up next is Sarah K, who is our second Sarah of the list. Earlier I talked about Sarah D. This is Sarah K. And similar to Matt, she completed a 14-day fan challenge and a 21-day challenge. I think she has the potential to make it through a 40-day challenge, and it would be interesting to see her take on a competition series where she can show off her skills and prove that even though she is one of the individuals with the least amount of days, she can push through and make it through the challenges and potentially win. And finally, we have Frank. Frank is the third individual on the list who has completed a 14-day and a 21-day challenge. He was actually partnered with Sarah K on his fan challenge. He then went on to a 21-day challenge with Julia Belinsky, aka Trish's daughter, and Scott, who has also expressed an interest in taking on the Last One Standing challenge, but maybe needs a little bit more time, maybe another challenge. But Frank is very knowledgeable, very skilled, and was mentoring Scott during their 21-day challenge. He also helped Sarah when she was having some back issues. Both the shelters he made was immaculate. He managed to find food, very smart survival decisions throughout both of his challenges, and he would definitely have the potential to have a Patrick underdog, maybe the least amount of days, but still really, really good. Could take on a XL challenge and complete a take on a Castaways and do really well. Maybe even take on a solo and do really well. But I don't know if those seasons are going to be filming anytime soon, but we shall see. But Frank definitely should be asked to be on Last One Standing. And with that, that is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment nice things, and subscribe. Click the next video if it's mine if you want. And if you know anyone in casting or production, then maybe this video can help with some of the casting decisions. I don't know. But I think that everyone on this list definitely has the potential to do really well on Last One Standing and create some nice entertaining drama. And I also think that they should have it set up like Last One Standing 2, where there is enough resources to feed yourselves. You just have to be able to utilize it. And if you happen to know any behind the scenes information about Naked and Afraid, past, present, or future, I would love to hear it. Okay, thank you so much again for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day /night/evening, and goodbye. Bye-bye.